Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's short English commentary of a match that was played in 2002. The event was the Chinese National Xiangqi Team Championships. The year was sponsored by the Jiazhou Real Estate Company. Taking red was Master Sun Yongzheng. He would later become a national champion about a decade later. And black was another Xiangqi expert from Shanghai, Master Yu Ping. So without further ado, let's begin the game. Grandmaster Sun started with the pawn opening, the thundering cannon defense. And because black had played c2 goes to 3, he would now be unable to play the screen horse defense or the sandwich horse defense. So usually black would end up playing the single horse defense. So the left elephant variation. In this match, red started off developing his left horse as an edge horse very early on. This is one of the lesser seen variations, but nevertheless very potent, as will be seen from this board. And black moved the horse to the edge file also. It is the most commonly seen move in this situation, whereby both chariots will try to be developed as file chariots. P1+1 is another variation. Check. The cannon will retreat and chase the chariot away. And we will still have the initiative. Okay. Red will continue with R9 equals to 8. And black decided to develop his chariot as a ranked chariot. He will usually cross the palace, and whereby black would attempt to apply pressure on this flank. In the match, P9+1 was played. Other options include H2+3, which was also discussed in the periodical Qiyi, where this match came from. So if R1 equals to 4, the 4 counters, R4 plus 3, A6 plus 5, P1 plus 1, and H8 plus 6. So this one for the R4 plus 3 counter, check. Red would start his attacking this file. This flank, sorry. And red would have the initiative. This horse will be a major, will be very troubled. Red will be prepared to play c5 equals to 1 and capture either one of the materials. But black could also have c7 plus 4 as a counter, etc. For the a6 plus 5 variation, this will be a longer one. P9 plus 1. The battle will now be on the riverbank. Black protects the central pawn with this move. Preferring to trade the material. And black would still be able to put up a fight. This was an actual match that was played by Grandmaster Wang Yang against Grandmaster Shen Peng in 2012. P1+1 variation, whereby black would try to develop the horse. Red will start his attack from the central file. Check. Doubling down, protecting the central cannon. And red will develop the horse in this manner. The horse will now be protected by this cannon. Black will continue attacking the horse, and the horse will now be moved to the other side where you will attack. So black can be satisfied with this variation. P1+1 is also a good alternative. What about C8 equals to 6 for the EI horse? check. Throw down material. Black retreats the cannon. Pawn is now across the river, and black would have rosy prospects ahead. If alpha equals to 7, black would counter with h4 plus 3. This would lead to very complicated situations. Sorry. So back to the match. In the match, P9+1 was played. Black uses the chariot to command this rook file, and this would be the most commonly seen option in this situation. H2 plus 3, and black would develop his chariot to the riverbank. A6 plus 5 is also seen. Black would retreat. And red would have an advantage considering that the black pieces were congested and getting in each other's way. So alpha plus 3 was played. Black immediately played h9 plus 8 to prevent a pin. Trading pawns, but black refused and chose to attack the cannon instead, whereby black retreated the cannon, and red sees a weakness. This would be not a very desirable move, and red immediately pounced on the chance to take advantage of the weakness. With this cannon over here, the chariot cannot be developed as a rank chariot anymore, and as there was only one cannon here, the red's chariot can also attack it. 6 plus 5. This was too conservative. Instead, black should have played P1 plus 1. So, check. And black will still have a very playable game in this situation. A6 plus 5 will only make things worse. This will become very congested. So since black did not play P1 plus 1, red attacked. And this would allow the cannon to pin these two black pieces to this file, while also allow the cannon to charge to the bottom corner where you could attack from the bottom rank. And this would be a very beautiful move by red. From the way the situation developed, this would be a huge pin and critical for red's success in the near future. Black continued with h8 plus 6. Red, seeing that there was already an opening in black's formation, red jumped on a chance and attacked by developing his right chariot as a rank chariot. In the match, black continued with r1 equals to 4 to protect this very important rook file. Now r1 equals to 6 would not be a good idea because the red chariot will now command this very, very, very important rook file, and red cannot afford to, cannot allow, black cannot allow red to do so. Attack the elephant eye horse. Red finally moves the cannon to the bottom corner. This would mark the start of a very, 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 very aggressive attack. Black develops the other chariot, and p5 plus 1, whereby red would now start his attack on the central file. Now basically, red's cannons, or the heaven and earth cannons, are already in place. So it is common for red to one commonly used tactic for red to attack in this manner. P7 plus 1, and this will be a continuation of red's attack, sacrificing the central pawn. H3 plus 5 would not be a good idea. A pin, a threat, and the black the red pawn will be taken away under red's horse, and this horse will now be in trouble. So if it advanced, you can see that black would make good use of this opportunity to attack the bottom rank, and black has a chance to do some damage. The overall situation will be very, very complicated, but this position or this situation would have been much better than what went on in the match. Okay, and I implore the reader to see the next few moves very carefully, because I think it is a very beautiful example of how attacks in Xiangqi should be carried out. Black had to capture the offending pawn, and red continued with r8 plus 3 guarding this third rank. Black continued with p7 plus 1, but the real intersection that red was guarding was this point. So red would develop h3 plus 5 to attack the black chariot, forcing the black chariot away, and red would now advance his horse across the river. The obvious target attack would be the elephant, whereby h4 plus 5 or maybe even c5 plus 5 would capture the elephant, and red would command a huge advantage. Seeing that his elephant was about to be captured, the black king ran for his life, but unfortunately red still attacked aggressively. With this move, one of the elephants would be taken out, and suddenly we can see that we can sense that there's danger all over the place for black. At this point in time, black continued with r7 plus 2 to try to capture the red horse. Now, c3 plus 4 was also discussed in the periodical Qi. So red would immediately attack in this manner, preparing to capture the central pawn and going for the checkmate. Black was forced to protect the central pawn, and this will allow red to position his red chariot at the elephant's eye. Red tries to deliver a check and gain back lost material, to capture material or to capture the offending horse. c5 equals 7, but red immediately gave up his central file, giving black a headhunter cannon, and also sacrificed his horse in the process. Check. And at this point, seeing that it was impossible to prevent red's c7 plus 7 checkmate, black resigned. So as can be seen, things were very congested for black. And this move that is why c3 plus 4 is not a good idea either. In the match, r7 plus 2 was played, and black immediately pounced on the chance to deliver a checkmate by sacrificing his chariot in this manner. Red intends to checkmate with c9 equals to 7 for the spotted cannon checkmate. And red tried to protect his elephant in this manner, or trade material in this manner, but red would have none of it, and instead doubled down on his attack. And it was at this point that black had enough, and he decided to resign, because there was no way that black could prevent his elephant from being captured. The king cannot move, neither can this horse, because the chariot was pinning the king and the black horse in the same file. So I hope you've enjoyed this short video tutorial. A quick recap: pawn opening, thundering defense, pawn opening with central cannon, left elephant, left edge horse. And black decided to develop his chariot in this manner. In retrospect, we can see that this chariot had moved too many times without any clear target of attack, and perhaps this was another major reason why black fell so soon. P9+1 or H2+3 can also be considered. And black starts to continue to develop this material. And instead of capturing the pawn, red snuck a horse across the river, forcing the cannon to retreat. Trading material at this point in time would perhaps not be such a good idea. But seeing that black's formation was now very queer and one might say perhaps even very weak, red continued with sees the weakness and continued with C8+6. Pin. This is perhaps the most important move in Red's campaign to win. 6+6 and the rank chariot. And as can be seen, this final move, H9+7, was simply brilliant because now the elephant cannot be protected. If black captured the elephant, this will still be a checkmate. Okay. So I hope you've enjoyed this short video tutorial. We are approaching the end of the series of commentated games. So I hope you like the work that I've been doing, and if you do, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.